Mitri Raheb has accomplished so much in his life. It's hard to believe he's only 32 years old. Actually, Mitri Raheb has been a pastor until last May of his own church, Christmas Lutheran Church, for 30 years. He's also the founder and president of Dar Al Kalima University College of Arts and Culture in Bethlehem. He's written 18 books in 11 languages. He's done a lot of nonprofit work. He's really kind of a master of all seasons, a man for all seasons. The good Reverend Dr. Mitri Raheb.
Good evening, everyone. I hope you really enjoyed the dinner. And let's give a big hand for the chef and the staff, I think. I think it's really fitting that we started with bread and now we got some meat, because Bethlehem in Aramaic means house of bread. But in Arabic, it means house of meat. So I think tonight we got both. That's great. And it is really an honor and a pleasure to be able to address you this evening. And believe me, I will try to keep it as short as possible. I bring you greetings from many people in Bethlehem that are really excited about this event tonight. They look with anticipation, and they have really lots of hopes about this new initiative, this American Friends of the Bethlehem Development Fund. And they are thankful to know that there are people in the US, but also across the world, that care about the little town of Bethlehem. As someone who was born in Bethlehem, I know it sounds biblical, but I mean, I cannot for it. And I'm in Bethlehem, Palestine. In fact, I was born just across the street from where Jesus was born. Literally across the street. I'm really honored to serve on the Board of Trustees of the Bethlehem Development Fund, and with Samuel and great colleagues who are here, Nafiz and Nazir. And remember that this initiative really is about the original Bethlehem, the real one. Because, believe it or not, there are 28 towns with the name Bethlehem just in the US. 25 states in this country has a town called Bethlehem, but they are all fake. Right? And there are 10 cities across the world, from South Africa to New Zealand, who also are called Bethlehem. But tonight, here we are about the Juvail, about the one and the real Bethlehem. And for me, actually, this new foundation, this new 501c3, is not just another foundation. What we are launching today, actually, for me, is something like a last call for a rescue mission. And this mission is not about rescuing another building, although this would be good enough, but it is a rescue mission of the Church of the Nativity that we saw. A church that was neglected for over 5 centuries, imagine, without any maintenance. A church that is one of the oldest churches, one of the oldest 5 churches in the world, at least in part. And some of the oldest mosaic that are still existing in churches today, with some of the most beautiful frescoes that are waiting to be recovered. You saw some, the angel that was recovered, but there are still many to be recovered in the next phase. But this mission is about more. It's about rescuing the living stones. You know, Bethlehem has half of the Palestinian Christian community in the West Bank. We have more or less around 50,000 Palestinian Christians living in the West Bank, and 25,000 are in Bethlehem. And it's this community that we have in mind also tonight. So investing in the birthplace of Christ is helping this community, the Palestinian Arab Christian community, survive and thrive. It's making sure that the Holy Land will not become something like just a Christian theme park, but to make sure that there will be a living Christian community that will continue to fill this beautiful church with songs, with praise, with prayers, attesting to a living God and to a living faith. That's our mission. But this initiative is also more than just rescuing one of the oldest Christian communities in the world. This will be good enough, but I think our mission is more. Bethlehem is more than that, because Bethlehem is a testimony of a very unique Christian-Muslim encounter. It is in Bethlehem, very interesting, that the same church, the Church of the Nativity, many years ago, donated a piece of land across the street to the Muslim community of the town to build their mosque there. You don't have that anywhere else. It's only in Bethlehem. And so when you come to Bethlehem, you have the Church of the Nativity, that ancient church with a manger, because according to the Gospel of Luke, Jesus was born in a manger. And on the other side, you have the Mosque of Omar with a palm tree in front of. Because according to the Quran, Jesus was born under a palm tree. And so you have the manger on one side, and you have the palm tree on the other, and in the middle you have the square, Nativity Square, public space, actually secular space, where the Bethlehem community lives. And so this initiative actually wants to rescue this unique model of Christian-Muslim encounter that we have in Bethlehem and in Palestine. But this initiative is more than just rescuing a model, because it's about rescuing a city. If you come to Bethlehem today, you will be shocked to see the little town surrounded from three sides by a 25-foot high wall. So the wall is higher than this room, surrounded by 19 Jewish Israeli colonies or settlements. A city strangled and endangered to lose its breath. This initiative is about breathing new life into the city. The little town that gave birth to the Christ child is itself today in labor, waiting to be rescued so that she can take a deep breath. This is what our initiative actually is all about. But this initiative is more than that. Bethlehem is not only important for Palestinians, but for almost 3 billion Christians and Muslims across the world. For Christians, Bethlehem is the cradle of Christianity. It's all started there, remember. The Bible did not originate in the Bible Belt, remember that. Thanks God, I mean, imagine, right? So for Christians, Bethlehem is the cradle of Christianity, an important destination for a Christian pilgrimage. And you heard BDF, one of our goals is really to make sure that it will continue to be that pilgrimage destination. But what many people maybe don't know is that the Church of the Nativity is also a destination for Muslim pilgrims. When Muslim pilgrims come to visit Palestine on a pilgrimage, if they don't visit the Church of the Nativity, their pilgrimage is not complete. And this is why in the Church of the Nativity there is a section for the Muslim pilgrims to pray at. You don't have that in any other church in the world. So this initiative is about rescuing a unique, joint Christian and Muslim destination for religious pilgrimage. But Bethlehem is more than a destination for Christians and Muslim pilgrims. It made it to the UNESCO World Heritage List. Bethlehem belongs, therefore, to humanity, to all of us. The rites and tradition, the Christmas parade and processions are part of a world heritage that we all need to protect, a legacy that we need to keep alive. This initiative is about the story that captivated us in our childhood. I'm sure everyone has our story with a Christmas story. It's about that magic that we experience as children when we listen to the story of the shepherds and the magi and the baby Jesus in the manger. This initiative is about the little town of Bethlehem. You know that song, "Oh Little Town of Bethlehem"? It talks about that Bethlehem that we sing about every Christmas. You know, Jerusalem, in the Bible, there is earthly Jerusalem and there is heavenly Jerusalem. But in the Bible, there is only one Bethlehem, earthly Bethlehem. There is no heavenly Bethlehem, and so we have to take care of earthly Bethlehem. So this initiative is about the one and only Bethlehem. This initiative is about the one and only where the hopes and fears of all the years are met in thee tonight. Let me end maybe with a short story from my time during my studies in Germany in the 80s, mid-80s. One evening I wanted to go and visit my classmate. He lived in a second floor, rented it from an old German lady. And so I went there, rang the bell, and the door opened, and I looked and there was this old German woman, maybe mid-80s, tiny, little, and dressed in black. And she looked at me and said, "How can I help you, sir?" I said, "I would like to go and visit my friend Stefan, who lives here." She said, "Yeah, come in." I came in, and then she looked at me and she said, "You know, you don't look German, do you?" I mean, you know, I was caught by surprise. I didn't expect this question. And she said, "May I ask you please to go out and wait until I call Stefan?" So I went out and she started closing the door. Then she looked at me again and said, "May I ask you, where are you from?" I thought, if I tell her I am a Palestinian, she will get a heart attack. Thanks God, the Spirit helped me in that moment, and I said, "From Bethlehem." And for 2 minutes there was silence. And then I could see the tears coming down on her cheeks. And she started singing one of the most famous German songs about Christmas. "Zu Bethlehem geboren ist uns ein Kindlein." in Bethlehem is a child born unto us. And she started saying, why are you standing outside? Come in, come in. So I understood at that moment that it's the child of Bethlehem that opens doors. And I pray tonight that he might open our hearts to hear this rescue call for all of us to become friends of Bethlehem. 2,000 years ago, Jesus was born in Bethlehem to rescue the world. Today, the world is called to help rescue Bethlehem. Jesus was Bethlehem's gift to the world. The world is called today to give back to Bethlehem. The American Friends of the Bethlehem Development Foundations give you the opportunity, but more important, the privilege. Not the opportunity, it's really the privilege to give back to Bethlehem. These initiatives give you the chance to be part of this unique rescue mission, a chance to make history. Dear sisters and brothers, I'm not asking you something that I have not done myself. I don't have lots of money. I was able, maybe, if I wanted to make a career abroad, but I didn't want to abandon the little town of my birth. So I stayed there and I gave my entire life to this city so that it will survive and thrive. And I have to say that this was the most rewarding mission of my life. So these initiatives give you a once-in-a-lifetime chance to join a historic rescue mission by joining the Friends of Bethlehem. Together, we can give back to that town that gave us Jesus. Together, we can grow hope at that spot where hope was born. Thank you.
That's the definition of authentic. I've had the privilege of traveling around the world and working with some amazing people, smart people, motivated people, energetic people, creative people, sometimes tilting at windmills, always doing that for the right reasons. But I think in this case, there's a special appeal, because this is so doable. We're not asking anybody to walk on a highway across Niagara Falls. This is doable, and this is doable together. Joining hands, joining hearts, joining souls. And the idea of creating a place of refuge with peace and love, quiet, is something that the world needs now as much as it needed the gift that came the night Jesus was born. So I hope everybody goes out of here with kind of a catchy place inside them somewhere that you keep coming back to over the next days and weeks, and find your place in Bethlehem.